Come closer, ladies and gentlemen. We're at the AT&T store in Cranberry. Jen Seifert on my brand new Samsung S7 phone. Yes, there is a God. I finally got my S7 phone, ladies and gentlemen, and I've got James Stiffy here, who's going to tell you all about the Samsung S7 phone. We've got DirecTV, a lot of exciting things happening there too, and this is the pride of the rocks. Ladies and gentlemen, PJ as in Paul Jones, and no one could throw the rock as in the football like this guy. We're going to talk a little NFL and a little NBA with him in a moment, but let's take care of some business. And this incredible phone, don't leave home without it. Only AT&T, rethink possible. Tell me about this phone, James.
So definitely, Galaxy S7 has just improved on everything that the Galaxy S6 has. We've gone back to the water resistance on the device, better battery life, better screen resolution, 16 megapixel camera, slow motion, all those features, the bells and whistles you really want on the device, and just performing better than anything else on the market right now.
And you can also get the app that will help the battery charge a whole lot quicker and a whole lot more data space and time too, so you can have fun keeping in touch with the world that you live in. Now, speaking of the world, DirecTV, you guys have really ramped it up, stepped up your game. My good friend Barry Ager is out there doing that every day, installing it, and business has never been better, and I can understand why, especially if you like the NFL. Tell them about it.
Well, one of the big things you may have noticed on this new device, you have the DirecTV app, lets you stream your videos and media anywhere you're at. So HD DVR, live screen television, you're set up. We've just started some new promotions, 24-month locked-in pricing on DirecTV, which makes it more affordable than ever. And also, we're doing a $100 Visa gift card whenever you transfer over to DirecTV with the AT&T family of services.
All right, now, we're going to get to the NHL because shortly it will be at the historic Madison Square Garden. A couple of Metropolitan Division rivals going at it, series deadlocked at a game apiece. It's our Pittsburgh Penguins and the Blue Sweaters, as in the New York Rangers. But before we do that, ladies and gentlemen, once again, Paul Jones, come out and see him at the AT&T store. I want to talk about the NFL draft coming up. In your opinion, what do the Steelers need the most?
I'd say they probably go get a young DB, and then probably in the late rounds get a backup for Le'Veon Bell.
All right, what are you up to now? Besides 6'3" and about 270, what are you doing right now? When are you going to get back in the game?
I don't know. Hopefully this year, if not next year, see if something can happen.
You having fun though with this wonderful brand that is AT&T?
Yeah, I have fun every day.
Do you? Mm-hmm. Fun-loving guy, but him and I both love the NBA. Postseason is underway, and this big argument I've got going on between all of my friends who love the game. Who is the best player in the game? Is it Curry, Steph Curry, or LeBron James? And I'm sticking with the king, but I keep getting everybody all, wrapped up in, this whole love fest about Steph Curry because he can shoot the three. And this guy, just moments ago before we went to tape, on my brand new Samsung S7. Did I tell you that? Samsung S7, available now at AT&T here in Cranberry. Rethink possible, Samsung S7. He brought up a great analogy on why a lot of people may not give LeBron the credit that he deserves, why he is the best player in the game compared to a guy who can shoot from the bleachers, as in Steph Curry. Explain that to the audience.
Steph Curry's just a little bit more exciting right now. He shoots like 400. He made 400 three-pointers this past season, where LeBron's been LeBron for the past, 10 years? So he's getting a little bit boring, but he's still the best.
He is still the best. You got Chris Paul, you got Westbrook, you got Durant. A lot of great players in the game right now. Kobe Bryant just left and said goodbye to the game. He will always be loved and missed. But as far as who will be hoisting the championship at the end of the year, the Larry O'Brien Cup, it will be.
I'm an OKC Thunder fan, but the Spurs are pretty scary right now, so that's probably my nod.
How can the Spurs, when these guys all have their AARP cards, and I love them to death, how do they keep winning year after year after year?
Coach Popovich knows where he's going. He's a beast.
He is a beast, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
You think he gets enough credit? Because they talk about a lot of people in the game, but they just don't give him enough love, and all he does is win, baby. Just win.
Mm-hmm. I think the typical basketball watcher, they want to look at the athletes, but I know that the coaches have a good deal of why they're so good, so yeah.
What about that guy by the name of Duncan? What's his name, the guy who played?
Tim Duncan.
Tim Duncan rocks, man.
Yeah.
Come
Still
on, he's
going.
one of the best big men ever. I mean, you put him in there with Chamberlain and Jabbar. I mean, I don't know anybody who's done as much as he has, as consistent. Even going back to, Bird and company, and during the days of, Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. That guy has just been unbelievable.
Fundamentals, man.
I think he was playing on the playground with Dennis Rodman in elementary school, and he's still playing today. All right, listen, always good to see you. Hey, keep up the great work. Good people, Pratte, McKees Rocks, Mr. Paul Jones, ladies and gentlemen. Now, it's all about the Pittsburgh Penguins, and it looks as though Matt Murray is going to be between the pipes tonight. But Zatkoff, in your opinion, fared okay in the first 2 games, huh?
I'd say without Jeff Babcock in the net, the Penguins would not be tied in this series right now. He came up, made some stellar plays. Unfortunately, with last game, the Rangers just had better. I mean, they're professional athletes, and they really showed what they knew what they needed to do. They did some adjustments after that first game, but hopefully, coming back for Game 3, going into New York and the rivals' home, the Penguins are going to make those adjustments and come straight back.
You like the way Kessel's been playing, all right?
I'll tell you, Phil Kessel is definitely performing as Phil Kessel was expected to perform. I know people were looking for a lot of flash, a lot of sniping, goal scoring, but he's a powerhouse. He's going to put the team on his back when he's on that ice, and he's going to pull players to him. So it opens up the ice for guys like Thomas Kuhnhack or Carl Hagelin. Just really get them the ability to move at the ice and set him up for that one-timer.
One thing for sure, though, as you've said before, he does a little bit too much dancing at the blue line. McDonough will be back for the Rangers, it looks like, tonight. And by the time you see this, the game will be underway, and I'm sure if he is in the lineup, he'll make a big difference for New York.
Oh, definitely. I mean, New York's got an amazing team. They've done a good job in the past several years, really rebuilding. The Rick Nash experiment wasn't as successful as one may have hoped, but you brought a lot of players in, Martin St. Louis, and I mean, the biggest player and the biggest name, even with Eric Stahl coming in this year, is Henrik Lundqvist. Lundqvist is an absolute game changer. No matter how the team performs in the regular season, Lundqvist can steal a series for you.
You mentioned Kuhnhackl, and let's talk about Sheary as well. Why have they made such a difference for the Penguins?
They're great young players. They've played together in the system coming up, and they just bring a level of excitement and intensity that you don't see a lot of times. Having a shortened season without the wear and tear of an NHL regular season going at them, they're fresh, they're ready to go, they want to make an example.
87-71, as in Crosby, as in Evgeny Malkin. I'm happy Malcolm's back. People questioning the whole chemistry thing. I think that's a bunch of baloney. As far as I'm concerned, he'll get his sea legs, and he will get it going again, and that will make the Penguins even tougher. But one thing we have seen in the past, if Crosby would be out or Malcolm would be out, the team always seems to step it up a notch because they've got to go out, earn it, and work a little harder. How long do you think it'll take before they get to that even flow where both of them are comfortable in their skates and the chemistry will be just what the Penguins need to hopefully get the cup?
Well, you definitely hope it's going to be tonight. The biggest thing is when you look with Malkin out, you have Matt Cullen playing a ton of ice. And those guys, those traditional third and fourth line players, are getting a lot more ice time. They're getting their feel. It's just adjusting them, getting them on the ice, and getting them into positions and the matchups that are going to make them successful. So, I mean, Evgeny Malkin is a top-tier player. Sidney Crosby is probably the best player in the league right now. And, you know, the sky's the limit for them. As long as they start getting that sequence going, and, you know, it should be a lot of goal scoring, a lot of offense for the Penguins.
All right, last thing. It looks as though it's going to be, unless there's some sort of miracle comeback for the Flyers, whoever wins this series will take on Washington. They're up 3-0. I'm a big fan of the Russian, as in number 8, Alexander Ovechkin. You're not. Tell me why.
Well, I mean, Alexander Ovechkin, there's no doubt he is an amazing player. He takes a few liberties with his offensive play, especially his checking, but I mean, you can't argue with the numbers. I mean, the guy has been a consistent top 10 goal scorer since he's been in the league. He's young, he's fast, he's aggressive, and he knows how to move to not be put into bad situations. The Capitals have built their offensive zone presence around Alexander Ovechkin, and it's working. With Braden Holtby in the pipes for the Caps, they just keep rolling on. Holtby is going to be the difference maker in the playoff series with them. Brooks Orpik went out with an injury last evening in the game against Philadelphia, but definitely they have the talent, they have the system right now. They're a much bigger, more aggressive team than they have been in the past, and they're not shying away from that style of play.
Last thing, James Stiffy, don't forget the Samsung S7 available now at your AT&T store, and remember, rethink possible AT&T. The rest of the NHL, postseason, San Jose, other teams, just a quick review. Go ahead.
Oh man, it's been some great series. Minnesota, which kind of snuck into the playoffs right now, I think they're way overmatched against Dallas, and I mean Dallas is just acting like superstars. The series that I love, my former hometown team, Nashville Predators, are really looking great against the Anaheim Ducks. San Jose Sharks for the LA Kings. I mean, what can you say? Wookie Beard and Jumbo Joe just looking majestic. The Sharks, for nothing else, they need to continue just to let those guys' playoff beards grow out. The Chicago-St. Louis series has probably been the most competitive series in the postseason right now, with teams trading wins, and not one of those games has been decided before the final 5 minutes. So that's an exciting one with Elliott and Schneider or Crawford both in net. On the eastern side, the surprise, New York Islanders are really taking it to the Florida Panthers. You had a team to finish number 1 overall in the Eastern Conference and are not performing as well as expected. Roberto Luongo playing in net, and the absolute phenom that is a 40-some-year-old Jaromir Jagr. I mean, the other big series, Tampa Bay versus Detroit, I think a lot of people are forgetting about, but there's some excitement there. You have Tatar You have Stamkos injured. Ben Bishop's still playing in net, so there's a lot of good going on there. A lot of speedy play. And it's unfortunate that the winner of this Penguins-Rangers series has to go play most likely the Capitals next round, because those are two teams I would like to see play in the conference finals.
The only thing better than all of this, of course, the Samsung S7. Right down the road, there's a Sheetz convenience store, some MTO food. Let's go Penguins, big night. And remember, folks, the best way to get in touch with the folks here is to...
Rethink possible.
There you go. Good enough, folks. Have a great day from your Pratte Pack, and let's go Penguins.